Welcome to Books and Besties, the virtual book fair. Share this link with others and get ready for something awesome. Books and Besties, the virtual book fair.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. Welcome to today's episode of Books and Besties. I am your co-host, Dr. Angie BEE, and I'll be bringing in author Avalon S. Brown in just a minute. Today in the studio, we got Atlas the Wonder Dog running back and forth. So if you hear any drooling or any snoring, that's where that's coming from. That's where that's coming from. Today we've got an awesome lineup of guests that you probably would not have met any other way unless it was for this show. So I'm grateful that we can present this episode for you. Books and Besties is a show that highlights authors, entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, and products and services that, again, you may not have ever heard of, but you'll hear about them on this show. Please let your friends and family and people that you know send them this link so that they can enjoy today's episode just like you. And don't forget to subscribe, because that allows you to get the notification that we're on. We're on every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Before we bring in my co-host, I just got to tell you a little bit about her. She is you ever heard of an avid reader? She is an avid author. She has so many books that she has written and self-published. Books for people in the medical field, nurses, children's books. She's even got a romance novel and a mystery book. So I just want to play a couple of videos to introduce you to Books by Avalon S. Brown. Still, I Care. Nurses Rising After Bullying. Presented by visionary author Avalon S. Brown, RN, BSN. Still, I Care. Nurses Rising After Bullying is a powerful and restorative anthology that amplifies the voices of nurses who faced workplace bullying, yet chose resilience over silence. Within these pages, their stories uncover the unseen wounds behind the scrubs, where whispers, exclusion, and systematic mistreatment tried to dim the light of compassionate hearts. But these nurses did not surrender. From quiet tears in the break room to hard-won triumphs at the bedside, this collection celebrates the courage, purpose, and unwavering care that embody the true spirit of nursing. Whether you are a nurse, a healthcare leader, or someone who has ever felt overlooked, this book will encourage you to rise, advocate for others, and believe that healing is always within reach. Still, I Care. Nurses Rising After Bullying. Presented by visionary author Avalon S. Brown. Mommy, why do I have a cold? Written by Avalon Soulette Brown. Dedications. This book is dedicated to all of my grandchildren. You are always coming to hug and kiss Nana, especially when you have runny noses, sneeze, or cough. Nana loves you. Let's work together to keep the germ population down.
Mommy, where do colds come from? Why do I have one?
Mommy, why do I have a cold? Written by Avalon S Brown. Narrated by Angie BEE, Sandra BEE. Produced for audiobook by Angie BEE Productions. And narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Angie. That's it. Those are some just two of the many books that Avalon has written. So it's time to bring in my co-host so you can say hello to everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How's the morning going for you so far?
Yeah.
A beautiful
So far.
morning today.
Is it?
Yeah, after the thunderstorm.
Okay. Yep. Get everything cleared out the way and a good rainstorm.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm excited about the guests that you have lined up. Tell me how you met them.
Well, two of them, the two gentlemen, I met them at the Children's Book Fair back in June. And, everybody's walking around and they happen to stop by my table. And actually, Lou was just standing there, and I was talking to someone that was buying the book, and he overheard my conversation. So he came to the table, started talking to me, and I got his information and invited him to the show.
Networking is very important when you're doing something like this. Absolutely. That is wonderful. Well, I got to tell you about a special thing that we're doing this month. This is August, and it's National Hair Loss Awareness Month. Next month is Alopecia Awareness Month, but August is National Hair Loss Awareness Month. So I decided to come on without my painted on eyebrows, with no eyelashes, and just me. I woke up like this. And I pray that somebody will see me and say, oh, okay, I'm not by myself with this hair loss
Right.
thing. I'm not. If she can do it, I can do it. And so I am grateful for opportunities to share the goodness of the Lord in spite of my
Right.
frailties, in spite of what I may
Yes.
be doing or not doing. So, because God is good and he didn't make any mistakes with me
Amen.
or with hair loss. He didn't make any mistakes. Yep. So we have one more video of yours that I'd like to play before I'm trying to find it, before our first guest comes in. Oh, there it is. Nursing is our passion.
Hi, this is author Avalon S Brown. I am the visionary of this project. Recently, I've been speaking to different nurses who have been expressing and voicing their challenges and their frustration while working in the field. So I decided to reach out to different nurses from different specialties and bring them together to create a book so that they can write about their experiences, their challenges, their frustrations that they experienced in nursing and how they overcame them and why those challenges did not make them quit. This is going to be a very important book for the next generation of nurses because they can see that they are not alone out there. The nurses before you have gone through these same type of challenges, these same frustration, but they never allowed it to make them quit because nursing is their passion. And this is what we want you to know. Keep your passion. Never let them make you quit.
Audiobook produced and promoted by Angie BEE Productions. I love the concept of that. Never let them make you quit. Never let them. That's a good one.
That's something my father instilled in me when he was living.
Don't let anybody push you out of where you're supposed to be.
Amen.
Because you were a nurse for over 40 years, was it?
Yeah, 43.
Wow.
43, yes.
Yep, that's a lot of patients you helped. That's a lot. Excited about that. Excited about that. Okay, we're going to pivot just a little bit because it's the first of the month and we have not heard from Sonia B in terms of the necessity of editing. So we've got to plug that one in today. And keep in mind that when you're writing anything, you know what you're trying to say, but the person reading may not know. So editing is something that is important, not only for the commas and the parentheses and the periods and semicolons, not only for that, but for content. We don't want to lose out on a reader because our writing is confusing or out of sort. So that's why this video is important, the necessity of editing. That's why it's important to have anything that you're written be edited, especially if you want somebody to read it. So we're going to play the necessity of editing, and then we'll be back with more of Books and Besties.
The necessity of editing. Hello, my name is Sonia, and I am a professional content editor. The difference between a proofreader and a content editor, as I have just recently learned, is care. A proofreader, though still respecting the boundaries of punctuation, which are very important, often will not clean up the statements that you have looped together and presented as a periodical. A content editor will read, proofread, punctuate, and clean up your content as necessary. Both are crucial, especially if you are nervous about your English skills. Today, I would like to talk to you a little bit about the necessity of editing. I am the type of person that catches the error before seeing the content. One of my biggest gripes is seeing an error on an obituary. What? Oh my goodness, these are the last words that anyone will ever read about you. Even in grief, spell check still works. I encourage you, write your own final words if you believe that your loved ones will leave grammatical and spelling errors unchecked, but I digress. In this time of artificial intelligence, I have found that our God-given intelligence has disappeared. Grammarly, ChatGPT, and those electronic assistants are convenient as a starter, kind of like a recipe for a dish. However, just like a good cook goes back and ensures they have included everything and even enhances that recipe, a great author still needs to go back over their work and finalize before completion. If you do not want to do that, I implore you to hire someone that will. A fresh eye makes a world of difference. The written word often shapes a picture of the author by the reader. When synonyms are used interchangeably, adverbs are tossed about incorrectly, and punctuation is just doing its own thing, an avid reader will lose interest in the plot and grow tired of making corrections in their head. Some authors happily pay a photographer or even an artist twice as much as the book is being sold for, just to ensure that their headshot catches the eye of the reader. However, their lack of having a second eye proofread and edit their liturgical baby leaves the reader of your masterpiece distracted and missing the point of the story. I will never forget mourning a grandparent. These arrangements of hers were taken over by a distant relative who was believed to be capable of handling this huge responsibility of presenting this decades-old life in a single 5x7 page. The misspellings of names, cities, and even occupations brought new tears to my eyes. Not only were some of these facts able to be easily researched, but the lack of care and concern before this final complimentary life story went to print was appalling. The necessity of editing is clear. I equate reading a book to watching a movie. However, you're able to place it on hold with a bookmark versus a streaming remote. Unlike a movie, the pause is controlled by your reader, not by the electronic device that allots you a full 3 minutes to pause your television stream, then return to the last spot that you were watching. A reader has the opportunity to turn the page or close the chapter, both literally and figuratively. No one wants to wade through a run-on yap session on a paper that left a dangling participle leading into a paragraph that begins, "The nectar day." What? Whose nectar? What day? Just like that, you've lost the attention of your reader. Sure, they may come back only to run into a new scenario that begins with two people speaking without proper identification, properly identified punctuation, and then this turns your reader's moment in time mental escape into a deep pondering chore, i.e., work. The AI assistants care nothing about punctuation. Their job is to lay out their opinion of what you'd like to hear and read, and your plight is to build on it while an editor's delight is to clean it up for the reader. The joy of a content editor is to take your raw thoughts, words, and emotion from babble to brilliance, from wondering to wonderful, from an unfinished read to a page-turning pleasure. Friends and family are excited that you have decided to delve into this new chapter, pun intended, of your life. So criticism about your incorrect usage of your versus your won't be shared with you. However, your audiobook narrator will find themselves starting over and over again, potentially losing that new reader joy that's expressed in their voice. It's gone, and so is the listening. In conclusion, nurture your book as one would anything born from their loins. Create, spell check, give it to your hired content editor. The passing of your book from your eyes to proofer eyes will correct your missings and enhance your musings. I personally care enough to make you sound your very best. I am Sonia BEE, and I approve this message.
Thank you, Sonia BEE. Thank you for teaching us the necessity of editing. Okay, we're bringing Avalon back in. Hey, dear. We have Lou waiting in the background to come in. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yes, Lou is a children's book author from Cranford, New Jersey, and a creator of Thankful, his debut picture book, inspired by family, imagination, and everyday adventures. He and his wife Emily, who is a brilliant illustrator, bring stories to life through engaging school and community reading. A proud father of two, Lou believes family is everything, and he is truly thankful for his. When he is not writing, he can be found herding cats at his day job as a software developer program manager. I need to know about them cats.
All right, Lou. Welcome to Books and Besties. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Avalon, and hello,
Good
Dr.
morning.
It was. I'd just like to start by saying I am truly honored that you guys had me on this show. It's a real honor and a privilege for me to be on a podcast such as this. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for
So
being
I
here.
guess
You're
I'll
welcome.
start with the herding
Yeah.
cats piece then, since that sparked some interest there. So when you're doing project management and program management, particularly in kind of software, the inside joke, and now everybody I guess is in on it, is that you call your tasks herding cats, because as you know, cats are all over the place and they want to go run around and do whatever they want. And I spend my day trying to get all the cats together and working in the right direction so that we can deliver quality software to our clients and to all the people out there. So it's a little bit of an inside joke in the program management industry, but thank you. I'm glad it sparked a little bit of a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
sure
was trying to
did.
figure out now how is he herding cats? I'm thinking of real cats.
No real cats in the office. No. Again, thank you so much for having me on. It was fantastic meeting you, Avalon, at the book fair, the independent author book experience. And the thing was, I heard you describing it earlier as we were you were doing the introductions, and how I had overheard you talking to somebody before, and I thought that, wow, kindred spirits, really, because I think you were talking about how I think you had at the time, correct me if I'm wrong, it was 9 books, I believe, and one was for each individual grandchild. And I was
Yes,
like,
yes.
oh my gosh, that hits the heart to me, because that really is, our book. I've only got one out now, but we've got one coming out. Hopefully it'll be out for the holidays. But the book we've got out now, called Thankful, is it's basically, well, it's about as autobiographical as a book with 4 bears in it could be. So there's a mama bear and a papa bear and 2 cubs, and the 2 cubs are actually Salvatore and Louis are the names of my children, and they are the names of the cubs in the book. And it was really special. It was actually, although I'm the author, the real driver of the idea was my wife Emily, who also illustrated the book, and I think really gave it its extra flair and its extra passion. She's so brilliant in what she does. So, as I had mentioned, and it's a good segue, I guess, I used to be, as a program manager for software, I would travel a lot for business in my, while the boys were younger, and back from, when they were probably, 6 and 2 and 10 and 6 or whatever. They would miss me, obviously. I'd be on the road sometimes from Monday morning. I'd come home Thursday night. And so every night, my wife would have them write down on a piece of paper something that they were thankful for. And, they would write down, and it could be something small. Oh, I'm thankful that we got macaroni and cheese for dinner tonight. Oh, I'm thankful that daddy's coming home tomorrow, whatever. And they would write it down, and she would just take it and fold it over and put it in an urn. She'd write something she was thankful for. And then when I came home, I would write something I was thankful for.
Wow.
So then she transcribed them into a journal, if you will, and put them away. And they were gone for years, around the house somewhere, I guess. And then during COVID in 2020, she found the journal, and she was looking through it, and it was like it brought back such warm memories of when the boys were young. They're men now. My oldest is 31, and my youngest is 27, and it brought back such memories. And she said, I want to do something that will memorialize this, that will, make us remember. So she said, I'd like to take these and somehow put them in. But she said, I'm an illustrator. I need you to help me. So I said, I had never really been an author, but I do a lot of writing for work. So I was like, sure. And we kind of crafted a story that incorporated all of of the best of the thankful, what we were thankful for. We kind of put them into the story. So there's various, and she illustrated pictures. And then I kind of wrote a framework story around it that was in itself a little bit fictional, that, my son had to write an assignment at school of what he was thankful for. And he was upset because the teacher said that, he had said he was thankful for his toys. And she said, material things isn't really it, and then through the help of mom and dad, and even his other little brother, everybody got to say what they were thankful for. He learned that family was the thing that he was most thankful for. And, if you don't mind, I'll hold up the cover of the book.
Yeah, hold the book up. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
It's brilliantly illustrated by my wife there. And what she had even done that I loved even more was, and if you'll indulge me to find one of the pictures in here, she took actual photographs. So she took actual photographs of us in it, and she was able to draw them, but replace the actual people in the photographs with the bears and the bear family. Like,
oh, cute.
This picture right here that you can probably
cute.
see,
Aww.
that was me, my two boys, and my father, who's got the glasses on at the end, Grandpa Bear, at a Mets game, New York Mets game. And she took that picture and she transcribed them into bears and put the same pictures in. And it makes it like these are true stories, I think. And it's what I think it made the book writing easy. And what makes it special to me is that they are true story. It is about the family.
Right.
And honestly, I think, Avalon, when you were reading your introduction where I said the family is everything, it really is. I mean, it's the one thing I've learned as the older I've gotten, the more, how important family is, not just immediate family, but extended family, and anything that you could do to kind of help, and foster that, I think is everything. Because the more people that love family and support family, and, your family doesn't have to necessarily just be you and your children, but your neighborhood, your whoever I think the world would just be a better place that way.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yes.
Thank you. So, I'm blown away by, we wrote the book, and I did it for us, and we could sell. We're available on Amazon. We're available on Barnes and Noble and through Ingram Spark type of thing. And we do a lot of school readings, and we don't charge the schools to come in. We just ask them, hey, would you mind if we handed out an order sheet for people to, if the children wanted an autographed copy of the book, and we go and read it. And I'll be honest with you, it's been the best part of being an author is to see, sometimes 20, sometimes we'll do an auditorium and there'll be hundreds of kids in there, and we'll be reading the book out loud to them and taking questions. And to see the kids' smiles, and when I get a laugh at a point in the book where I wanted a laugh, it's just like, maybe I do know what I'm doing a little bit here, just to see their faces. It's my favorite part by far. And so we've done a bunch of school readings. Where we were big during the Thanksgiving season, if you will, because the name of the book was Thankful. But we'll come back out and we'll try to do some more. And hopefully. This was a one-offer, if you will, but then I had said, hey, my second idea might be, I can write a little bit of a series of this where thankful is the first type, but then kind of listing almost like I'll say the virtues maybe. So the next book that I've got an outline that I'm starting to write in this particular, the Bear Family series, is something called Brave. And it's, showing how the bear cubs can be brave. And it's still in its infancy. It's not ready to go yet. But I thought, for this level, which is probably second grader, third grader, kindergarten, but it's also really a book that I think benefits from reading with your children. Because I think the book really gets the picture of it. So that's where we're with that.
Reading with your children. That is important.
Yes.
Lou, I want to update your name and your headline. I want to put on the screen how people can contact you. Is there an email or a website you prefer?
Sure. Well, so my Instagram account is probably, where I pop all my stuff out there is at, I'm sorry, it's chasing_rabbits, CHASING_rabbits, RABBITS_publishing, PUBLISHING on Instagram. And you can message me there. That's probably the best spot to get me right now. I can also give you an email if people are interested. And it's just lrecupero, RECUPERO @yahoo.com.
Oh, okay. Let me put that up there then.
Yeah, that would be, and I'd love to hear from anybody that if they had any questions or if they were, anything at all. I think it's very important in this community here to, help people that want to publish or have any questions or anything like that. I think that's super. That's why I think what you guys are doing is fantastic. Thank you for giving me a forum. But I think to help other people, a lot of the people we met at that, the IABX, right? Avalon were just such lovely people, and they were so talented too.
Yes.
And it's just, sometimes I think it's just, hey, can you get the right exposure for a talented person, right? Because, you could be the most brilliant person in the world, but, if your book is sitting in a closet somewhere and nobody's read it, you don't get, it doesn't bring joy to all the people that it could bring joy to. And it doesn't bring you the ability to, kind of maybe come out with other books.
That's true. That is very true. Very much true. Well, we got a couple of questions for you that have come in.
Fantastic.
The first one is, how did you manage to marry an illustrator?
Sometimes you get extraordinarily lucky.
Yeah.
My wife is my wife was not an illustrator either by trade. She's actually a elementary art school teacher. And she's a super talented at at all of that stuff. Maybe teaching even more than actual art, but I hit the jackpot. I would say I hit the jackpot whether she could draw a picture or not, but she's a great illustrator and really drove a lot of the storyline just with her brilliant drawings in the book.
That's sweet. That is sweet. Thank you for that question. They're coming in through text message. I think the next one we already answered. How can they get in touch with you? They want a copy of the book. So,
yeah. By the way, my email address on there is wrong. It's just first initial, so it's L Recupero.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. L. All right. At Yahoo, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. And the book is available on Amazon if anybody, or if people are, Barnes & Noble or Amazon, if anybody wanted to directly get it, Thankful, just by Lou Recupero.
Okay.
But I'll be happy for anybody that wants to reach out to me. I'll be happy to do that as well.
That's good. That's good. The next question is, and you may have said this, is this the question is this your first book or?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is, so believe it or not, in my younger days, I have a poem or two that I've published as part of collection somewhere, but I couldn't even tell you where to find those anymore. But this is the first actual book that I was able to illustrate. We are hoping to get our second book, which is a little bit different than this. It's actually made for younger children. I'm hoping to have it out by the holiday. Its name is Go-Go Loves to Go, and it is about my son and his partner's dog Go-Go, who is a little Shetland sheepdog that just has a ball of energy, and she just loves to go. So it's made for a younger audience where Go-Go loves to go see grandma and grandpa. Go-Go loves to go to the park, and it'll again illustrated. And in that one, believe it or not, another family member illustrated it. Basically, my son-in-law Ziyan Gao illustrated it, and he is a brilliant illustrator as well. I've kind of got a pretty autistic family, though I can, which fits with me because I can only draw stick figures. But he illustrated because it was his dog, and it's another family-based book, if you will, because again, it's even Go-Go loves her family, and it's just I think it's a nice little expansion of what we do here, where this is for this line, the thankful line and the Bear Family line will be for a little bit older kids. And then if I can continue with the Go-Go line, it's for younger people, really basically toddlers. That I think they'll enjoy the colorful pictures and, how funny Go-Go is.
That is so cool. So cool. Well, Lou, I know we got a couple more questions for you, but I've got to play a couple of commercials. So we're going to put you backstage and we'll be right back with more Books and Besties.
Thank you.
DJ Shaheem Care Mix Edits. Explore innovative fusion music of hip-hop, house, Afro beats, and gospel genres all rolled into one perfect mix. Visit the world of a gospel praise experience as DJ Shaheem shares his new edit packs, filled with a remarkable experience. Enhance and elevate your worship experience through praise as we embark on a new and unique purpose to glorify Jesus and what he has been able to do in our lives. If you are looking for a different vibe in your worship and praise experience, this will definitely keep you moving and inspire you throughout your day and week. These mix and edit packs are not only for DJs and radio stations, but are meant for gospel music lovers as well. Take time out and visit DJ Shaheem Care Mix Edits for your music source. Support the ministry as we reach others and draw them closer to Christ. Stay blessed, safe, and encouraged. DJ Shaheem Mix Edits. .sellfy.store. A conversation with Mama.
Many will come on this segment and they will come because they need to have a conversation with their mama.
Amen. A Conversation with Mama is a series of episodes that discuss different topics that are important to you. Standing on God's Word and the Scripture as found in Proverbs 31:26. Now it's time for today's episode of A Conversation with Mama. Sundays at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep, that's one of our newest shows that we produce, A Conversation with Mama. It comes on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it gives you about 30-40 minutes of just some real feel-good topics, topics that are important to you. So I hope you get a chance to come back to this platform Sunday at 3 p.m. and check out the next episode of A Conversation with Mama. All right, Avalon, let's bring you back in so we can finish talking to Lou.
Yes.
Man, he just got artistic people all in his family.
All in the family, yes.
That is so good. That is so good. All right, Lou, let's get you back in here. Hey.
Hello.
I want you to tell your wife, good job with that thankful jar with
I'm telling you.
Oh man. Can you imagine families every year when they get together adding something to that jar and then getting together again, to read those. That was excellent idea. Excellent.
Yes, yes.
She's loaded with good ideas. She's just brilliant. So I'm sure she's listening right now and nodding and smiling. So.
Lou, what advice do you have for folks that may want to write a book but don't know where to start?
So that's a great question. So for us anyway, I think, well, the first thing I think is, and I may have heard it it might have been it was a commercial that you guys had done, or you had talked about editing, right? Which I think was very important. But I think the first thing you have to do is you have to write. I mean, there's no, you can sit there and, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm not sure this, that, and the other thing. And you can just sit there and then you could not, by paralysis, it's paralysis by analysis, and you'll sit there and you'll have 0 pages ever written. Right. And I think, you really have to try and just get out there and try and find a topic that is that you're passionate about somehow, right? I mean, and that could be in any field, that can be, hey, I'm really passionate about calculus, right? And you can write a book about calculus, or you can write a book about, you can even fictionalize it or whatever, but your love for that topic will come out. So for me, family is super important, and, it pours out easier that way. But then I think the next step, and my wife and I, and again, she was the driver on this, we went to, there's the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators, SCBWI. They're a national organization. And they really took my, maybe passionate, really good idea and helped make it, I think, more professional and readable. You talked about editing, and you talked about, and, things about, it's interesting. People always think, oh, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I got to write a book that's got this many words in it, or, an assignment that has this many words in it. But writing a lot of words is the easy part.
Yeah.
Getting it down to the right amount of words, that's the hard part, I found.
Yeah.
And, through SCBWI, we were attending a seminar there, and they had mentioned, oh, you really should try and not have more than 500 words in a children's illustrated, children's book. And I had looked, and I was like, oh, geez, I've got we were getting ready to publish, and I had 750. I'm like, how am I going to get this down and try and get it down with minimizing as much as possible, having to do any re-illustrations? Because, I mean, my wife works really hard on that. And there, it's not just let me just whip one of those out. It takes her a while as well. But it just showed that, you can, I think, have a more concise and a more readable story just by removing extra words and words that you think you need to have in there, but you don't really. And one of the best pieces of it, or the illustration of it, and we were just doing a small group workshop, so I'm going to share one more thing again. So the opening page in my book, it just says slam, right?
Yeah.
And I had, in the version I had brought to the SCBWI writers workshop there, it had a page worth of words. There was maybe 30 words on that page. And one of the women that was sitting next to me, and we were giving each other suggestions, she's like, you don't need all those words. Just put slam in there, right? It illustrates him slamming the door. You can see that he's upset by the picture, and there you go. And I was so inspired by that I went home that night. We had finished. It was a 2-day thing in Manhattan, and I came home the second night, and I got home, and I stayed up until probably midnight rewriting almost every page of the book. And I got it down from 700 and something words down to, I think there's 511 words in there, without changing the story in any way, shape, or form. And so I think that brings back to, the point of, content editing, right? That's all that really is. I mean, sometimes you get so close to what you're writing, and it's your baby, and it's brilliant, and nobody's going to tell me that, there's a better way to do it than me. Right. But sometimes there is, right? I mean, sometimes you get, the ability to see the forest for the trees, right? And I think that was you learn some things. I learned about the self-publishing industry, and I think, Avalon, you're self-published as well, right?
Yes.
Right. One of the things I had learned there was, it's very difficult, and I don't know. I mean, there's brilliant people that are published through the publishing houses, of course, but there's also just as many people that have written their own books and self-published that are, again, just as brilliant. It's the case of, the book sitting in a closet somewhere, just trying to get it out. And, we decided not to try and, push it to all these houses and get an agent and try and wait. I wanted to get my book out. Again, it goes back to, hey, you just have to start doing it. And we learned a tremendous amount about self-publishing. And I will say this, if anybody has any questions, you have my email down there. I will be happy to respond, that, give you as much assistance as I can. Getting a copyright, of course, is important. We actually registered out with the Library of Congress. We used our own ISBN codes instead of using the Amazon ones. There's a whole bunch of little tricks that we had learned. I don't know that they make the book any better, but they make the process better. They protect you a little bit from your work. And I think it just makes you look a little bit more professional. And so those are some of the tips I would give. But I mean, the first and most important thing is write, and then share it with folks, friends and family, and ask them for their input, and ask them to be as honest as they can. And then don't get upset if they tell you, I don't like that sentence. Instead take a look at it with a new set of eyes. Now, they might not always be right, but you might look at it and go, oh yeah, they're right.
Yeah.
I mean, that woman that told me to take a whole page of my writing out, she was brilliant. She helped me immeasurably, I think. So and those are my, my quick tips. But again, if anybody does have any questions, or I'm more than happy to, you can email me, we can get in touch, however, and I'll be happy to give you any advice that, I learned along the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Avalon, you got a winner here. You got a winner.
Yes.
Man.
Well, how do they say? Birds of a feather flock together. So Avalon, like I said.
Sure do. Well, Lou, we've got another guest that we should be bringing in just a minute. Feel free to stick around. You know, if you're not in any hurry, we'd love to have you stick around to the end of the show and meet each other. And that way, if we get any more questions that come in, you're still here. So
I can, sure. I'll just be sitting here listening to the show. And
all right, we're gonna put you backstage for just a little bit.
Thank you so much, Angie.
You're welcome, Lou.
It was a pleasure. Can I just say it was a pleasure meeting you both.
Yes.
But it was, and thank you so much for being on. And just one last little shout out to my entire family, to my son Louis and his living girlfriend Lily, and to my son Salvatore, and to Z, his partner, and to my wife Emily, of course. So thank you all.
Wonderful. Hey, Emily.
Yes. Stick around because I know you know the next guest.
Okay.
Okay. You can go ahead and tell us about Jason A. Jones.
Jason is an author, motivational speaker, and founder of Positive Pieces. From his journey of overcoming physical challenges and a serious car accident, he inspires others to turn obstacles into opportunities. He's the author of 3, The Hard Way, and the creator of Positive Pieces, motivational coloring book. He now motivates students, families, and communities through speaking engagement, workshops, and community events.
Oh, wow. Welcome to the show, Jason. Welcome. Welcome to the show. We appreciate it.
Yes, welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here and share this time with you guys.
Where do you live? What city and state?
I'm in Denellen, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Oh, another New Jersey. Okay.
Yes, originally from Plainfield, New Jersey, but I'm right next door now.
Good for you.
Okay.
You. Well, tell us about your book, Jason.
All right. Yes. So 3 The Hard Way is my memoir about my life. All about encouragement. It takes you through a story of my life from growing up as I was born with a physical difference. I have 3 fingers on my right hand. So I just want to take people through the journey of what I went through from elementary school, middle school, high school, as well as the car accidents that I've been into, and just losing a job that I really loved, and just encouraging people that we're always going to have obstacles, but we can overcome them by keep going, pausing, and having the right community around us.
Amen. Keep going.
Yep.
The right community. That is, You can be as optimistic as you like, but you still need that community around you.
Yes. Yes. So I wrote the book during the pandemic, 2020. I heard a voice from God saying, "Hey, I need you to write this book in order for me to move you forward." And so I listened, turned down the noise, and got working. And it took me around 5 years to finish, but it's done. It completed it in 2025, and it's been a year next week. And I'm grateful and been able to impact a lot of people.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. How are you promoting your book?
Yes. So any way possible, Instagram, Facebook. Also, I have a website, positivepieces.co. Any people can go in there and buy it. It's also on Amazon as well as Barnes and Nobles. So, and I'm also doing a lot of fairs, book fairs. That's where I'm at, Avalon. Book fairs, any kind of festival, I'm there, pushing the message that despite obstacles, you can make it happen. And I believe that every piece matters, and every level prepares you.
Wow. Every level prepares you.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Whew, goodness. So, do you have a copy of the book you can show us?
Yes. So this is the book cover.
Oh, there's you.
Oh, okay.
I was born with 3 fingers on my right hand. I grew up like this. It wasn't, an accident or anything. So I learned how to overcome obstacles from an early age, from teasing to, stares, to, all kind of stuff. So just learning how to adapt and adjust. And, that's a part of life in general. Whether you have a physical difference or not, you have to adapt and adjust to survive.
Accident.
Yep.
How long ago was the car accident?
Car accident was, 2007.
Okay.
I graduated college and I was going to a job in the morning, and a lady 2 blocks from my house, which most accidents happen. Lady ran a red light and struck my car and spun it twice and a brick wall and tree. So they had to cut me out the car. I had short-term memory loss. I had a rotator cuff injury. I had 11 stitches in my eyelid. So I'm a miracle. We all are, but I'm blessed to still be here.
Yes.
And talking about my story to people to encourage them, like, this is not the end. The next chapter, we can make it better.
Right.
That's a shame.
It's crazy.
It's a shame.
Yeah, crazy. On a rush. Slow down.
Right. Leave earlier. Yeah.
A lot of accidents lately. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot of trauma involved with that. So I like to, be there for people, because you never know when something can happen, and we all go through it. And I think that we need to embrace that, and take time and talk to people and just let people recover. A lot of people try to rush recovery. I experienced trying to rush it, and that enabled me to slow down, and everything happens for a reason, good or bad, but let's go through the processes.
Is that part of why it took you 5 years to get the book done?
Absolutely. I had some obstacles I ran into. I had help from a ghostwriter, and they disappeared. So I had to reevaluate and restructure and come back. And there was a time where I was like, I don't think I should do this. And then I was like, overcoming that thought process and saying, no, you know what? People need to hear this. People need to read this, and overcoming that physical, personal obstacle and making it happen.
That's good. That's good. Because the voice of God told you to do it. So I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Yep. And, being resilient has always been in my life, but, taking time and stopping and just reflecting and then gathering yourself back up after something. Like, I think that a lot of times we tend to fall and then try to run the same way we did before, where no, let's heal, and then let's gradually get back to where we were.
Yeah, that's true. And you never know who needs to hear that story.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. So recently I had a table at the Abilities Expo in Edison, New Jersey, and it was a 3-day event where people with physical differences came and learned things that can help them. And a lot of people came up to me I'm proud of you, and I'm happy that you shared your story. You made me want to write a book. I've had family members say that, oh yeah, they've had some stories in their lives that, they would like to put on paper and write. So it's always encouraging to encourage people and to take things to the next step. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
Yes. Yeah, we all need, that's what all Positive Pieces is about, is encourage and empower others, that they can take these pieces and make it happen, whether it's their pieces or other people's pieces, and put them all together and make it positive and positive outcome.
So Positive Pieces is a group or an organization that you started?
It's a small business LLC that I started. My goal is to, start a community to where people can come and talk about what's going on, and as well as being a resource so that they can help each other. And so also with the book, I came out with a supplemental coloring book, which is called Positive Pieces, motivational coloring book. So right here.
Oh.
Yeah, nice.
And so each page has a affirmation on it.
Mm-hmm. Ah,
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all of those are in the book as well. But my positive affirmations help your
Mhm.
mindset, and then your
Mm-hmm.
mindset controls your action. So
Oh,
I always like to make sure that I have positive affirmations around them, and the coloring book enables the person who is coloring it can do it on their own or with family, and just share that positive moment away off the computer. Just turn down the volume and create. And I believe being creative balances the negatives and positives.
mm, mm, mm. Wow. Yeah. I mean, no disrespect for your intelligence, but that does sound like something that came straight from God. Can't
Yeah.
nobody deny that.
Right. Yeah.
All of that wisdom, yeah, that came straight from God. Because
Yeah,
you're too young to be that wise.
I got an old soul, but no, it's all about experiences and just putting those pieces together. And like once you all those pieces together, they keep moving forward.
They keep moving.
So I
That is
appreciate that.
that is wonderful.
Yeah. So
You
yeah,
have
that's
a. I was going to ask you. You have another project coming up? Anything else coming up?
yes. So
You're working on?
I'm in the process of creating a second coloring book. It's an international coloring book, and it's going to be bilingual. So I want
Mm-hmm.
to bring in another group of people to both learn and explore together. So the illustrations will be from around the world, and I'm bringing my goal is to bring people together as within other cultures into their mindset, as well as different places that they may have not been to. So I want to, oh, you know what, put that seed into their mind, and maybe
Yeah.
they'll go there one day, and maybe they'll learn another language.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm working on that.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Okay. I don't want you to go anywhere. I'm going to put you backstage. We got just a couple of commercials that we got to play. And then when we come back, Lou, we're going to bring you in case you have any questions for Jason. So this is getting good. Okay, everybody, we'll be right back. Living with anxiety and depression can feel like you're drowning. Come join a tribe that will help you press through parenthood and life. maternalmattersfavored.org, mmfavored.org.
Hi, my name is Tina Batten, and I'm one half of the writing duo of the Prayer Warrior book. You'll hear me say our book because I'm referring to my co-author Tracy and I. Just a little bit about me. I'm a visual storyteller. I've been writing stage plays for over 20 years, screenplays since 2012, and now books. And what's so fascinating about the origin of this particular project is the backstory of writing this book. You take two longtime friends, sisters in the gospel. Me, a playwright and indie filmmaker. Tracy, a Christian romance novelist. So you have two authors working together on a project over 2 years, residing over 2,000 miles apart. Tracy on the West Coast, me on the East Coast. We came together to write one supernatural story of the Prayer Warrior. We can't wait for y'all to read this book. You hear me? You'll be in for quite the journey, seriously. The Prayer Warrior book is available where books are sold, and we released the audiobook version, and that's available where audiobooks are sold, including Audible. The best way to get your hands on our book is to visit our webpage, theprayerwarriorbook.com. Go over to our virtual bookstore and order as many copies as you like. You'll find promotions for groups and autographed signed copies. You can check out our interviews, nominations, awards. And for more information about me, you can go to Sister Batten, Batten, films with an S.com, sisterbattenfilms.com. And anyway, in the words of the main character of this phenomenal book, Miss B, I say, blessings be upon you. That's my time. God bless. Happy reading and enjoy.
We absolutely love showcasing authors on this show. And now I want to showcase Avalon. I mean, uh she's got a new book out. The Lady and the Squirrel. Avalon, come in for a minute and tell us about this book. Tell us.
Well, this is kind of a true story, but I made it into a children books because the mother of my church, she has a beautiful garden and she loves her garden. But there's a squirrel that's tearing up her garden. So she has done all kind of different things trying to get this squirrel, but the squirrel is really giving her a run for her money. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this her talk about this here squirrel in the garden at church, and I was like, you know what? That could be a nice children book, adventure book. And I took and made a story out of it because she every time she come to church, she's talking about something different that she did to try to get the squirrel. She was even trying to trap him with these peanuts, and that didn't work. She never, at the end of the story, she never catches the squirrel, but she's doing all kind of things. He's tearing up her flower pots. She put like cages over the flower. She's doing all these different things to keep this squirrel from tearing. And it's like the squirrel knows her, or he watches her, and it's the same squirrel. So I just felt like it would be a fun story, children's story. So that's what I did. I made a story out of it.
That is
I made a book. Yes.
so cute, man. I tell you, I've been loving your children's books. I really have. I'm excited about it. I'm excited. Okay, I've got one more book I want to brag about. It's called I Refuse to Stop Being Me. It came from Confinement Chronicles, and if you're new to this platform, Confinement Chronicles was and is an anthology filled with a variety of stories about how people navigated and survived the pandemic. And so this is a chapter of that book talking about how so many people that had alopecia or problems with their hair, how they, during the pandemic, we couldn't get into the barbers shops or the beauty salons. We had to try to figure things out. So this book is encouraging and it helps to spread alopecia awareness. And I'd love for you to use the QR code on the page and order a copy. August is National Hair Loss Awareness Month, and September is Alopecia Areata Awareness Month. And so I wanted to get that in there so that you would know a little bit more than you may have known before. Okay. All right. Let's bring Jason back in, and we're going to bring Lou back in too, so you guys can meet each other. Lou meet Jason, Jason meet Lou.
So good to see you again.
Yes. Hi, Lou. How you doing? We met at the Independent Authors Fair as well.
ABX. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
a lot of talented people there?
Yeah. Do you two have any questions for each other?
I've got one for Jason, if you don't mind, Jason.
Sure. Anytime.
So, one of the things that struck me at the Authors Fair was how slick your presentation and your setup was. And I heard you talking now about how, you do a lot of fairs and stuff like that. Could you tell me and maybe some other people that are aspiring, how you got to that kind of, that slick looking endpoint? I'm sure your first time you showed up, you didn't look that slick. Well, maybe you did, but how you got to that ultimate presentation.
Thank you for the compliment. So the reason why my presentation is well is because I've been in the entertainment industry for over 15 years. So that exposure gave me ideas and assets to know where to get things from, to, this doesn't look good, or this is good. So it alleviated a lot of mistakes, as well as give me insight. So that's what I say. Every level sets you up for the next. Like every piece sets you up for the next level. And I talk about that in the book. Like all these obstacles helped me get to where I am today. Yeah, I worked, at production places, and I was a production assistant before for television shows and radio shows years ago. And that all of those things, take notes and like, oh, you know what? Let's try this, or this could be better, and then just feed off of that. And then also had to raise money to get some of this stuff, but just like yeah, I knew what I wanted, and then I had a vision, but it all came from every job that I've had previously, and then like just putting that all together and making a masterpiece. And I still have room for improvement, but you have to start somewhere. And that's what's good about these events, is that you could take notes from other people, and oh, you know what? They did this, or you did this, they did this, or it gives them encouragement to do it as well. It's similar, like to you had the puzzle, and I years ago I created a puzzle. I'll show you here. I have it. So it's a puzzle.
Oh, wow.
So I take pictures when I travel, and I made it into a puzzle. And what that does is help your dopamine and things as well. And I had an obstacle where during the pandemic, the person stopped making puzzles, so I had to like reevaluate. So that's why I don't really sell puzzles now, but like in the future I will again, because that's another asset for my company. But like, just you learn from everybody around you, whether it's good or bad, happy or sad. Like I believe that you're put in a place on it for a purpose, and it's up to you to get what you can from it.
Wow. It's up to you.
Yes. Like
your display and everything was extraordinary. I mean, I think like you said, I walked around the book fair, and that was like the first one we had ever done. And I think I will borrow, or learn, if you will, from certainly from your, and from a bunch of the other authors that were set up there. Everybody seemed so slick and professional. Even though everybody was independent, it was like there was major publishing houses backing some of the people. It just seemed like that's how good everything looked. And you can only strive to, like you said, continuous improvement. That's the most important thing I found. But that's the thing that struck me the most. I looked at yours, and you kind of had a spot when we were walking in, and I was like, wow, we're kind of like amateurs compared to what's going on at this thing.
So Lou, what's interesting is that was only my second event.
Oh wow.
So I can explain the table that I had for everyone. I have a blue tablecloth with my company's name on it, Positive Pieces, with the logo. I also have a a standing banner that's about 4 feet with my name and a QR code on it, so that people can see me, but also connect with me later on. I also have a my book. I have a 16 by 22 inch poster board to display my book, so you can see it from afar. Also, from the coloring book, I enlarged the picture from the coloring book and allowed people to color it at the table. So I believe that encourages people to come over and participate in your art and make art themselves. So for both kids and both parents, and just anybody that wants to, when is the last time I've colored? Let me color right now. And so that engages conversation. So you always want to bring people to your table and get them to explore. I do believe I could do better. I should have had like a tablet or something to collect names and stuff like that, but I'm organic and like things to flow. I don't like to get let me get your info. So that's just my personal preference, but yeah, I'm always willing to grow and see different things that other people have. And yeah, what's interesting is there was a woman there that inspired me at the along with Avalon. She inspired me to get my stuff in different platforms and stuff, like putting the books in podcasts and audio, and that's like something I'm looking into. But there was a lady with a coloring book is there as well, Angie BEE, and she was all about ambidextrous learning, and she had a coloring book, and the coloring book is on both page and bilingual. So that's what I want to. I'm networking with her currently to like collab, and that's what I want to do, an international book, but I'm taking some of her ideas as well and incorporate it into my next project.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the book fair is where I got the idea to start coloring books also. So
Okay.
now I
Okay.
have like 3 coloring books, you know.
Amazing.
And I'm starting to match it up. Like I have another new book that I also put a coloring book to match that. So, I got that idea from the book fair.
Yes.
Can I ask you guys a question? Avalon, and Jason both, I guess. So, how do the sales of your coloring book, match to like your books, and are they just a nice little add-on? Are they equal, sometimes greater? I mean, because I'm sure they're cheaper than the books themselves, which is a nice way, entry point. But how do the sales of that match?
Now, for me, I'm new. So this is like July is my first month to create.
Hmm.
So I actually haven't had the coloring books out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I started my publishing book, but no, my coloring book came out before my um, memoir because I wanted to test how Amazon worked.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so they take a lot of money from it. So, but I wanted the affirmations in the coloring
Right.
book to also
Yeah,
be
yeah.
in the memoir. So the memoir has the coloring book, the affirmations in the coloring book in there. So I wanted to test it out, but it was a good test. So, and that's why I decided to go publishing independently with the memoir because I would make more. But still be open to Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. So with the coloring book, it depends on the venue. I make more money with the coloring book depending on the crowd. Um, these days, a lot of people don't like to read as much, so that's why I think the audio book is an important component to have. Um, but it all depends on the demographic where you're going. Like at the Abilities Expo, the coloring book has done. I sold out at the coloring book at the expo because I underestimated, but everybody can color. Versus, do you want to read about me? Like, what's the why? So I'm doing a better job at, hey, why should you know about me now? And more positive pieces instead of coloring. Everybody can do. Also, I've through my website, not to buy on Amazon. I buy bulk from Amazon at a lower rate, and then I sell them on my own website and ship them out
Mhm.
myself. So that's more income for me versus Amazon.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I found the same thing to a degree about Amazon. I mean, so I don't know. I felt it was really important to be out on Amazon to be
Yeah.
available for for people to get. But we use a private printer. Not to give them a commercial, but I think they're really good. Called On Press Printing, and they print out stuff up that we bring to shows like that. And our margin is
Right.
higher. And to be honest with you, the quality is better. I mean, if even all things being even, the quality of their work is, I mean, there's nothing wrong with an Amazon piece or the Barnes and Noble. We're on there as well, but the quality just seemed to be a little higher. The paper stock a little bit better, and the home run to me is that it's also a bigger profit margin for myself. So I totally see where you're going with that. That's fantastic.
Yes, I agree with
Yeah.
you. I like that Amazon takes care of the copyright portion of it,
Yeah.
and it has like a template to put in. But I love the alternative option because there is better out there, and it just
Yeah.
putting the extra leg work in to do that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Sharing is caring.
um, Lou, we have a question that came in for you. Uh, and I think you've answered it. Do you work with a publisher? And if not, why not?
So we don't work with a publisher. We're self-published. And again, I think to a degree, the reason was um, it's the process to go through a publisher is you find an agent and you submit manuscripts and you sit around and you wait and you sit around and you wait and you submit some more. And I really the purpose of this book was to get our story out, and it really was
Hmm.
something of love and of getting the story out. And I didn't want to go through like, hey, maybe it'll take me 3 years to get my first book published. I wanted to get a book published. And Jason, I think you probably felt the same way, right? You wanted
Right.
something out there. And I learned a tremendous amount about it. and we sold a decent enough, number of copies. I was surprised at the volume that we were able to sell, and I'm sure the publishing companies do fantastic work, and they help get it out and all of that. But I think we've learned a lot, and we've, the model we take now, where we sell a lot through school visits, is really, it lends itself to being self-published. But as I had mentioned, I think, and Jason had mentioned, being able to control some of your own distribution through,
Right.
we use the publisher, enables me to, have enough on hand to make a little bit more money and to have a little bit of high quality and to have a bigger say in the quality, right? Because I can call them up and say, hey, do this or do that. So we do self-publish. And, I mean, for me, that seemed to be the right fit.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds good. Got to give a shout out to Nikki Marie. She's watching us and gave us a little heart on Facebook. Thank you, Nikki. And thank you for those that are on YouTube checking out the show. We do appreciate you. This show airs weekly on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can catch it on YouTube at Angie BEE Presents. You can catch it on YouTube, search for Volusia Business Women. And you can also find it on Facebook. Just search for the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie BEE. We are live on that page. And on my personal page, Angie BEE, and you'll be able to follow us. I'm really excited that the two of you are actually talking about the same thing. Avalon, don't you? Lou and Jason are both. It's not like Jason came in and he wrote a horror or thriller. He wrote something positive for families, and so did Lou.
Yes.
I just appreciate the way God puts our guests together to talk about the same type of the same genre. It really, somebody out there needs something positive in their life, and that's what Lou and Jason are bringing to the table. I appreciate you both. I really, really do. Let me brag on Avalon a little bit more before we get back to the questions. That's just a few of Avalon's children's books. I think a few. Yeah, there's Jaquay, the Ant Leader. I remember that one. My Dad and the Big Machine. That was about dialysis, right, Avalon?
Yes. Yeah. My great-grandson father was on dialysis till he got a kidney transplant 2 years ago.
Oh, good.
Young guy, yes.
Good. And then That Needle Is Not For Me. I remember you talking about that one after the pandemic, how kids just didn't want to get any more vaccines. Well, adults too.
My granddaughter.
Yeah.
One that hates needles, absolutely hate needles.
And then the Thanksgiving dinner and Noah's love for football. Just every topic is different and can be considered for a variety of audiences.
Yeah.
And, that is so
and they're all about something that the grandchild likes, or that's pertaining to them. Yeah.
Trinity's dress up day. I just
always dressing up. Yeah, in her mom's clothes.
Wow. That's just so special. So special. And then I got to tell you guys what's happening next month. I know I said this month is National Hair Loss Awareness Month, but next month is Alopecia Awareness Month. And we're bringing back our 10th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar and the fashion show. It's going to take place September 18th and 19th in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. We've got just a few of our models that are going to be gracing the runway for the fashion show. And then we're also having our very first sneaker ball. I know that a lot of people are excited about the ball. And DJ Shaheen will be on the ones and twos. but I really have to thank some of our sponsors that they really get it. They get why we're doing this every year, because we're raising money for the National Alopecia Areata Foundation. And our supportive sponsor, Stan Harrison from State Farm, he gets it. He gets it that hair loss can be truly traumatic for children, men, and women. Nobody can say, "Oh, I've lost my hair and I'm all right with it." Not the first day. You're gonna go through some trauma that first day, but hopefully by attending events like this and meeting other people with hair loss issues, you'll realize you're not by yourself. And so we're definitely excited to bring the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar to Jacksonville for the first time. And looks like we're going to be able to stick around here for a couple of years, because people are so interested, and they're really talking about why this is needed in the community. So thanks for that. Okay, we've got the YEP program that we want to introduce you to. YEP is an acronym for Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. It's a virtual program where we're able to encourage kids to write their books and share their books with their fellow students, and critique their books and help with editing. And the whole process is teaching them entrepreneurship, because when you're an author, you can't buy your books, sell them, and spend all the money. You still got to reinvest some of that money into more books, into displays if you're going to go out to festivals and things. So this is Sandra BEE telling us about the YEP program.
Please allow us to introduce you to one of the graduates of our YEP program.
Hi, I'm Sandra BEE. I live in Michigan. And yep, I'm an author.
YEP, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Our goal is to initiate literacy in students and lead them to entrepreneurship through authorship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. Students participate in virtual writing workshops where they are encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of stories read. We ask you to support our youth. For a donation of only $50, your company or organization will be mentioned as a youth supporter in the next audiobook. Send an email to yepI'mAnAuthor@gmail.com to provide a scholarship for a young person to participate.
Yep, I'm an author.
Proceeds are accepted and disbursed by Angie BEE Productions. And now, these students are authors and entrepreneurs. Follow us online. Just search for Yep, I'm an Author on Facebook. Use the hashtag Yep, I'm an Author. Or call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for more information. This program is sponsored in part by Angie BEE and Barty Productions.
Yep, I'm an author.
Yep, she's an author, all right. And she always talks about having to split her money 50-50, she says, so she can reinvest in more books and then buy video games with what she earned. So that works out really good. Avalon, come on back in. We've just had a wonderful time on the show today. We really have. And got just maybe two more questions that came in. So Jason, Lou, I'm bringing you both back in so we can ask these questions. Jason, this is a personal question about your hand, and if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. But the person who sent the text wants to know, what is the name of your condition?
Ooh. It's symbractility.
So something unpronounceable.
Yes. My hand's 3 fingers here. It's actually my it's not my pointer and my
pinky.
It's the index and middle.
Oh, okay.
It's all merged together.
Okay.
So, but I do everything with it. I write with this hand. I type. Play basketball, tennis. No limits. And I was taught that at a young age. If I can't do it with this hand, do it the other. And I think that's important that you don't coddle and try to do things. Don't eliminate.
Right. That's good. Good. All right, Lou, I think the next question we have for you, and it looks like Tayana is here, so we're going to bring her in just a minute. But Lou, this question is funny. How much did you pay your wife to illustrate?
It's funny. It's funny that is actually, it's a very funny question, but it's actually a good question too. So of course, we're both partners in crime here, if you will. So we just split the profit. I don't pay her anything. We are co-equals in this episode. But it's a great question, especially for books that are not, I guess, expecting high volume sales, because to get a quality illustrator is quite expensive, and to do a cover design and to do a few spreads, and it's a tough question to like I'll tell you what, like if I had to pay an illustrator, not out of splitting the profits, and if I had to pay an illustrator for quality, I don't think I would be not earning, I'd be in the red in this book for years. I mean, it's just, we don't make that much per book, so it is one of the toughest things out there, to be honest with you. It's I'm very fortunate to have such a talented partner like that.
Wow. Yeah, because illustrators are expensive. They truly.
Well, and in a children's book, especially, where the illustrations are a real driver of engagement and getting the book out there, you really do. I feel I benefit, or we benefited immensely by having such beautiful pictures in there. And so it's tough to skimp on that, but on the other hand, it's tough to it does put authors in a tough spot as the beginning. But I feel very fortunate to have such a talented collaborator.
All right, fellas, we're going to put you backstage. Lou, I know we've kept you for a considerable amount of time, so if you have to leave, we understand. And Jason, we're going to bring you back in. But right now, we're going to have a chat with our next guest. And Avalon, can you tell us about her?
Yes, Tayana is an author, parent advocate from Newark, New Jersey. Through her writing, advocacy, and faith, she uses real life experiences to inspire healing, resilience, hope, and positive change. Writing across genres including children's books, memoirs, self-help poetry, horror, and urban fiction, she has used her experience and her hope through her writing. She wants to encourage others to embrace their stories and overcome challenges and turn pain into purpose.
All right. Welcome to the show, dear. Welcome to Books and Besties.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
Uh-oh. Must be you. Check your audio.
Yeah. Let me see. I'll put her out, and then hopefully she'll come back in.
Yeah.
And that'll be good. My goodness. More inspiration. her book. What did she put down? What the name of her book was in her bio?
No, we got a couple.
Oh, nice.
She'll probably tell us.
That's nice. Okay, well, while we wait for her to come back, let's talk about the Beauty Bazaar. It's time for the 10th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar. It takes place Saturday, September 19th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The sneaker ball begins at 7 p.m. Music provided by DJ Shaheen. Join us Saturday, September 19th, 2026 at the Hampton Inn, Jacksonville Beach Oceanfront, located at 1515 1st Street North, Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Shout out to our supportive sponsor, Stan Harrison from State Farm. It's time for the 10th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald fashion show for alopecia awareness. After the show, stick around for the inaugural sneaker ball. Admission tickets are now on sale. For more information, call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519. Yep, that event is coming up, and I'm checking to see if Tiana has returned. Okay, Avalon, let's see if she can hear us now.
I can hear you guys perfectly fine now.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, good.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Good.
So tell us about your book.
Start.
Oh, sorry, Avalon. Go ahead.
I was saying the same thing.
Okay, my first book that I wrote is called A Mother's Love, where basically I went through something that was traumatic with my children and dealing with the system. You think that you're a person that you would never go through something like that. So it just opened my eyes to the system. So, yeah, that's what the book is about.
Which system we talking about?
CPS.
Oh, Child Protective Services. Okay. Yeah, they got a bad reputation of snatching kids.
Yeah.
They do. Sorry you had to go through that. And so you put that experience in your book?
Yes.
So can you tell us just a little bit about that experience?
Yes. Basically, I decided to move from North New Jersey like 7 years ago to give my son a different environment and stuff like that. So I moved to Scranton, Pennsylvania, so he could, have a new environment, better school and stuff like that. I wound up having my daughter, and within the midst of having my daughter, this case just sprung about when she got sick or whatever. She had low sugar when she was born, so everything was fine. They closed the case, and then I want to say like a year later, someone came knocking at my door. Said, can they take pictures of my home? And I'm like, well, I don't know who you are. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not opening up my door. And then literally 5 minutes later, Scranton PD came knocking, and that's when a lady identified herself as a CPS worker. So I'm like, well, what is going on? She was like, I have a warrant. I said, can I see a warrant? She said, I don't have to show you nothing.
You froze.
It looks like we lost her. Oh, there
Oh,
you
there she
are.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So she thought I didn't know anything. So I said, listen, I need a warrant. I need to see a warrant. She said, I don't have to show you nothing. And they removed my children from the home.
Mm.
So I just got right on the phone immediately. I'm like, something is not right here. There's no abuse, there's no neglect, no nothing. Something's not right here. So the first call I made was to Scranton PD. I'm like, okay, children was just removed here. What is the report at and what on what grounds? Oh man, we don't see any children being removed from your home. I said, wait, hold up. Children just got removed from my home. What is going on? And that's the whole process that
Mm,
started.
mm,
So,
mm. That is a shame. I thought
hmm
they had to give you something in writing. I thought maybe it's just different in different states, but oh my
no,
goodness.
unfortunately, this pushed me to be a social worker. So right now, I'm going to school to be a social worker now. It's law stating they have to have something in writing from a judge that shows severe abuse or neglect, or they have to, or when cops is involved, they have to show extreme abuse and neglect.
Mm. Tiana's connection must be a little slow.
Yeah.
Show it was just getting good too. Okay, hopefully
Oh,
she'll be back in just a bit. But yeah, I've known child protective service folks. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
So Tayana, how do people get in touch with you if they want to purchase the book? Do you have an email or a website?
yes, I have an email. It's my first name, Tayana, Tayana, Lloyd, Lloyd, at yahoo.com. And my book can also be purchased on Amazon.com.
Okay.
Hold up. Can you hold your book up? You have a cover of your book?
I don't have a copy of what it went right
Oh.
now with me. I'm currently
Oh,
at work.
sold out. She is sold out. That's good. That's good. So, how did you get your children back? How did that get resolved? Or is that in the book? You don't have to tell us
Um,
if it's the end of the book.
that's going to be a part two
Okay,
to it.
got it. Got it.
hmm
Got it. And you say you're back in school studying what?
I'm going to school to be a social worker.
Oh,
hmm
good. Good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what encouraged you to write this story in a book form? Seems like I would be wanting to forget about it.
No, because I feel like God brought me to use my voice because I'm the type of person I don't back down. And in that area of Lackawanna County, I'm sorry because I'm about to get emotional. It's a lot of this that's going on where
Mm-hmm.
they're targeting black and brown, and nobody's not speaking about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Nobody's speaking about it.
Yeah.
Uh, And I feel like, since God gave me this big mouth, and He know I'm not a back down person, use what God gave you, and that's my gift. And my gift is writing. hmm
I know I
That,
saw the articles from that county, how a couple of the workers were charged for neglecting their cases.
Yep, it's a lot of like articles like that where they were neglecting the cases, like where children was in homes with feces, no food, no nothing, and they was fabricating documentation saying that they was going and checking up on these children. But guess what color they were?
Mhm.
There you
Wow.
go.
Wow. Whew. That's a shame.
Hmm.
So
That's a
what type of
shame.
children books you wrote?
Okay, I have three children books out. One is about my son Noah. It's called Noah Be Strong, with encouraging black boys to be strong, and it's okay to be, a strong black man. And then I have another children's book called Nova Black Girl Magic, which is about my daughter. That it's okay to be a brown skinned girl, and that brown is beautiful.
Mhm.
And then I also have a book because I work also as a DSP. I work with intellectually disabled children and adults, where I wrote a book up for autism children, and it's called that of the girl that feel the world different, and it's a wonderful book.
Mm, 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 mm. That is really encouraging. That so you say you like to write, huh?
Yes, I like to write.
Guess that means we'll be getting more books from you soon, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the
Mhm.
poetry book. I saw poetry in your bio.
yes, I
What's that
also have
about?
a it's basically it's about men and women, and it's just like normal stuff. Like one is about Sunday mornings with your grandmother and eating bacon and stuff that what a southern grandmother would cook for you. Like it's a lot different poetry. It's one called Melanin, talking about how beautiful black skin is. Another one is encouraging black men. Another one is another one about encouraging black women. It's a wonderful poetry book.
Ooh, good, good.
Mm.
Beautiful. Mhm. Mhm. Now, how can you encourage someone? I guess I'm trying to say somebody who's been through what you've gone through. Do you have any encouraging words for them? Well, I think we lost her
It's some
again.
froze again.
Yeah.
If you have, can you hear me?
Oh,
Now we
okay.
do.
Okay. I would say to never give up. Prayer is number one, and have a good support system. Meaning, if you don't have family, friends, the community, and also do your research. Don't allow these people to tell you whatever. Do your research. Listen, Google is key, library is key. Just know your laws and just research, and never ever give up. Just remember that the children is number one. They always be affected from this. They think the
Mhm.
parents be affected, but the children really be affected.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Children going to be affected definitely. Oh my
Hmm.
goodness. Mm, mm, mm. Well, congratulations on going back to school.
Yes.
Yeah. That is definitely going to put you in a good place where you can help others. So, congratulations on going back to school. Oh, I think she's frozen again. Such an
We lost
inspiration.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Such a good inspiration, I tell you. I'd love to ask her more questions. I hope we can get her connection. Let me see. Okay, looks like you're back.
Yes.
That's
That's
good. That's good. So, how old are your children now?
My son is 14 and my daughter is 5.
Oh, that's cute. She's got a big brother. Oh, that's good. You got any other words of encouragement for people who may have gone through something and now they want to write about it like you did?
I would say don't be scared because I have like one person that reached out to me and she's actually from the same county as me, like in Pennsylvania. And she was like, "You were so brave to write it. Like I'm scared." They put a gag order. I said, "Listen, nobody can stop your truth. They could put whatever in the mix to stop. Write it, and that
Right.
way, when you write something, and when they come and say, 'Oh, you're lying,' here go my truth right here. I don't
Yeah.
need to lie.
Yeah.
So don't allow anyone to scare you from your truth.
Right.
Because again, it's about your children, the children that you birth. You have to have the strength to fight for them."
You do. You
Hmm.
definitely do. Mm, mm, mm. And you hate to just say, well, they're just doing their job, but there's a good way to do your job and a bad way to do your job.
That way. Yes.
Yeah. I tell you. Well, the book of poetry sounds nice too. A lot of encouraging themes in there. So thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Yes. Yes.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much. Do you have any questions for us?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. You got anything you want the audience to know about? Maybe something we didn't ask you about? You want to tell us?
um, not. I don't have anything right now.
Okay. Did you go through a publisher or did you self-publish your books?
Self-published.
Good for you. Good for you. Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Well, we are just about at the end of our show for today. I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And sorry about the
Yes.
connection, but
Okay.
I think we got a full understanding of what you're working on.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And what you're going through. Yeah.
We got you in our prayers, dear.
Thank you.
All right. You enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thanks for being a guest on the show.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
day. Bye.
All right. Enjoy your day.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
really, really good. I hate that she had to go through what she went through, but
I always thought they had to send you a letter or something first. I don't know how that works.
mm,
I didn't know they can just like come to your door. Boom, we come to get the kids.
mm, yeah.
Somebody had to have said something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's a sad situation.
It really, really is. Well, Avalon, thanks again for getting a perfect lineup of guests today. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
You're welcome, as usual. We look for people that can inspire or give information that we don't know about,
Right.
Let us know
Right.
what's going on. Yes.
You're right. You're right. And that's what today's guest did. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to let you go so you can enjoy the rest of your weekend, Avalon. And we got just one more sponsor that we need to hear from. And then we'll be done with today's episode of Books and Besties. Thanks, Avalon. I appreciate you, dear.
Appreciate you too. Love you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time zone it is for you. My name is Terrell Duckworth, I'm an independent associate with Legal Shield. I retired from the military after 23 years of serving in the United States Air Force. And I started working with a company called Legal Shield. And the reason why I'm here today is I just want to let you know what we offer. A lot of people know the name, but they haven't seen the information. So one of the first things I always share with people is it gives you the ability to talk to an attorney without worrying about that high hourly cost. And it's affordable, not just to people individually, but to even small business owners. So what we like to do is share and educate you on why so many people are taking advantage of our services, from getting contracts reviewed, to getting your last will and testament done, your will, your living will, your healthcare power of attorney, and those things. We also help if you are that person that has a heavy foot. And then the last thing I like to share with people on our legal plan is we have a 24/7 coverage, because we know that people get in situations where they wish they wouldn't be, and engaging with law enforcement, and you can pick the phone and enforce your rights right on the spot. Now, for you small business owners, we love to help you out. Look, we're not trying to get rid of the legal services that you already have, but we want to show you a more affordable way to deal with debt collection, contract review, maybe you got employee situations you need help with. But the bottom line is we have a lot of services we can offer you at an affordable rate. If you get a hold of me, my information is below, duckworth29@gmail.com, or my website's below. It's too long the name, so please look at it below. Or you can contact me on my cell phone, 757-344-5496. And I would like to say this. We are looking for more people to help us out and spread the word, meaning you can do what I do, make a living while making a difference. My name is Terrell Duckworth. Thank you so much for listening to my information. And I turn it back over to you, my good friend, Miss Angie BEE.
It's time for the 10th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar. It takes place Saturday, September 19th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The sneaker ball begins at 7 p.m. Music provided by DJ Shaheen. Join us Saturday, September 19th, 2026, at the Hampton Inn, Jacksonville Beach Oceanfront, located at 1515 1st Street North, Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Shout out to our supportive sponsor, Stan Harrison from State Farm. It's time for the 10th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald fashion show for alopecia awareness. After the show, stick around for the inaugural sneaker ball. Admission tickets are now on sale. For more information, call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519. In a world full of noise, our stories whisper truth. Stories of faith, hope, and redemption made to uplift your spirit and stir your soul. Featuring award-winning films, Walking in the Spirit. If not for the Lord, where would I be? Delicious. And the live stage play, It Ain't Over Till God Says Over. And now, the newest film added to the streaming platform, The Signature, in collaboration with Jean Louise and James Burke. Download, rent, or stream our films at www.sisterbattenfilms.com.